for the record, but
I just read it to you. I just read it to you.
Yes, sir.
You're a combatant commander. You're one of our most senior military officers with tens of thousands of service members under your command. Does the Law of War Manual state that it is prohibited to utter, to declare that no quarter be given?
It prohibits a large number of things.
No, I've asked you.
I will follow.
I just read the provision to you. I just literally read the provision to you. Does it prohibit you or anyone else from declaring that no quarter be given? I just read it to you.
We will follow everything that's in the law.
Answer the question, Admiral Cooper. You have tens of thousands of service members under your command. I literally just read a provision from the Law of War Manual, our own manual. Will you not just say what I just read to you?
I will say that we will follow the law of armed conflict to the T.
This is just unbelievable to me.
I find the same thing, sir.
This is just unbelievable to me.
We will follow the law of armed conflict very calmly.
What happens when a congressman reads the military's own rulebook out loud and a top commander still won't give a straight answer? That's exactly what happened in this tense hearing, where Jason Crow repeatedly pressed for a yes or no response and walked away deeply frustrated.
Chair now recognizes the gentleman from Colorado, Mr. Crow.
Thank you, Chairman. Admiral Cooper, I'd like to start with you. Does the word declare mean to make a statement openly or formally? That's what the dictionary says it says. Would you stipulate to that?
Declare, sir. I think
to make a statement openly and publicly, formally. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. Are you familiar with the DoD Law of War Manual?
I am, sir.
You've studied it throughout your decades in service.
I have, sir.
And does the Law of War Manual prohibit certain actions?
Of course. It defines legal.
It does.
Yes.
Pretty basic question.
Yes.
Does it also prohibit saying certain things?
I'd have to dig into the details, but there are certain, I'm certain that it does, but
okay.
Again, I'd take that for the record.
I will. Okay, so how about this? Section 5.4.7. Are you familiar with that section? Probably not off the top of your head.
Not off the top of my head.
I'll read it for you.
Sure.
It says, the title of it is this: Prohibition against declaring that no quarter be given. So it says you can't say something, right? Yes?
That's, I will go with this line.
Pretty basic.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me read it. It is forbidden to declare that no quarter will be given. This means that it is prohibited to order that legitimate offers of surrender will be refused or that detainees such as unprivileged belligerents will be summarily executed. Moreover, it is also prohibited to conduct hostilities on the basis that there shall be no survivors or to threaten the adversary with the denial of quarter. This rule is based on both humanitarian and military considerations. This rule also applies during non-international armed conflict. Does that make sense to you?
It's clear from a U.S. military perspective, we follow the law of armed conflict.
That's right. And so you would follow this section too.
The U.S. military follows the law.
Correct. So you would never declare, state openly and publicly that no quarter being given because our own Law of War Manual prohibits it, does it not?
I have never made a declaration.
You haven't?
Oh, no.
Does the Law of War Manual prohibit it?
I'll take that for the record. But
I just read it to you. I just read it to you.
Yes, sir.
You're a combatant commander. You're one of our most senior military officers with tens of thousands of service members under your command. Does the Law of War Manual state that it is prohibited to utter, to declare that no quarter be given?
It prohibits a large number of things.
No, I've asked you.
I will follow.
I just read the provision to you. I just literally read the provision to you. Does it prohibit you or anyone else from declaring that no quarter be given? I just read it to you.
We will follow everything that's in the law.
Answer the question, Admiral Cooper. You have tens of thousands of service members under your command. I literally just read a provision from the Law of War Manual, our own manual. Will you not just say what I just read to you?
I will say that we will follow the law of armed conflict to the T.
This is just unbelievable to me.
I find the same thing, sir.
This is just unbelievable to me.
We will follow the law of armed conflict very calmly.
You have tens of thousands of service members under your command. I literally, verbatim, just read a provision from our own law of war manual, and you will refuse to say what that provision says? Will you agree that it is prohibited under our own manual that you and all the people under your command are obligated to follow to declare that no quarter be given?
I will agree, consistent with my constitutional responsibility, to follow the law of armed conflict to the T. And I expect everyone working for me to do that.
This is not leadership. This is not leadership. To not be able to say something as basic. The people, the men and women who we represent, who are under your command, deserve leadership.
Mr. Chairman, I object.
willing
This
to
is a
say-
personal attack. This is unfair, and appreciate the
Chairman,
Admiral
listen,
very
Mr.
much as a
Reclaim my
Navy
time.
dad.
This is well within the
Unfair.
purview.
Please,
This is well within
please,
the purview
Mr.
of my
Gentleman's
questioning.
time.
If I may.
Mr. Gentleman's time. He's
I
making
reclaim
a
my
comment.
time. Can I reclaim some additional time?
I'm going to give you some extra time. Go ahead.
It's our job to make sure the law is being followed. That is literally the obligation of this Congress. I read to you a provision of our own law of war manual, and all I want you to say is what the provision says. That it is prohibited, this is the title, this is what the title says, to declare that no quarter be given.
I will follow the law to the T and expect everyone to do the same.
This is extremely disappointing. Our service members deserve far better than this. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. I want to make it clear that when a member is recognized, it is the member's time. They can make a speech with their time if they want to. They can ask a question with their time if they want to. They can do a little of both. They can try to ask the witness leading questions. It does not mean the witness has to answer the way they want. The witness is in charge of their answers. The member may or may not like their answers, but you cannot compel the witness to give the answer you want them to give. But having said that, the member can try to ask leading questions if they want to, and it may be bothersome to other members the way they're doing it, but it's their time.
This hearing wasn't really about a phrase in a military manual. It was about accountability. Congressman Jason Crow came prepared with a very specific point. He read directly from the Department of Defense's own Law of War manual, which states that it is prohibited to declare that no quarter will be given. In simple terms, the rule is designed to prevent the idea that surrender will be refused or that there will be no survivors in combat. Crow's argument was straightforward. If this is a rule that America's military expects service members to follow, then senior leaders should be willing to clearly acknowledge it. But that's where the hearing became tense. Instead of directly agreeing with the language Crow was reading, Admiral Cooper repeatedly answered that he and the military would follow the law of armed conflict. While that sounds like a clear response, it wasn't the specific answer Crow was seeking. And that's why the frustration kept building. What made this exchange so interesting is that neither side was really arguing over the law itself. Crow read the rule. Cooper said he would follow the law. Yet they still spent several minutes going back and forth. The real disagreement was about transparency. Crow seemed to believe that leadership requires saying plainly what the rule says, especially when you're one of the most senior military officers in the country. In his view, if Congress asks whether a specific action is prohibited, there should be a direct answer. Cooper appeared focused on a broader message, that the military follows the law and expects everyone under its command to do the same. By the end, Crow's frustration boiled over when he said, "This is not leadership." That line captured what this hearing was really about. The question wasn't whether the military follows the law. The question was whether military leaders should be willing to clearly explain the law when Congress asks them about it. That's an important distinction because public trust depends on more than simply following rules. It also depends on transparency, accountability, and a willingness to answer difficult questions directly. And that's why this exchange drew so much attention. It wasn't just a disagreement over military terminology. It became a broader debate about what Americans should expect from leaders entrusted with enormous power and responsibility. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe to The State Lens for more analysis of the political battles, oversight hearings, and accountability fights shaping America's future.